Brewery travelers, welcome back. How you doing?
Hey, we've got another great show to go.
What are we doing today, Mike? We're going to focus on Anderson, South Carolina.
Anderson, South Carolina. That's not very far from Clemson, is it?
Well, it's real close to Clemson, and I got to tell you what, Mike, it's not that far from Greenville.
Okay. Hey, look, sounds like to me we've got a grouping here that might be very beneficial.
Well, you know, if I were going to Clemson to watch a football game,
Yeah.
and I probably would need to stay in Anderson. You know, and so if I wanted a beer, guess what? I should be tuning into this show.
You're right, because Anderson and Greenville are pretty close together, like 9 miles or so.
Well, I know that.
And so the end result is, you know, if you're obviously Clemson is probably very full.
Yes.
And so the result is you may very well be in Anderson,
Yep.
you might be in Greenville.
Yep.
And so we're trying to find you a place that you might like to gather for a beer at a brewery that is right after the game.
Yeah, and let me make sure you understand that we understand completely. Because Kite Hill and Seneca, you know, the Kiwi, those were great breweries and we've already covered them. But now we're talking about a little bit further away.
And as a matter of fact, it's important to realize if you are interested, there are also another show where we have emphasized ones close to Clemson.
Well, Mike's exactly right there. But all right, so we're in Anderson, which is 21 miles from Clemson, and we got 2 breweries in this little town of Anderson. And Mike, we're going to start with one called the Carolina Brauenhause.
Oh, that sounds awful German to me.
Well, it is German. I mean, the whole spelling. I had to look up how to say it, Mike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know. Anyway, we go in there and I ask. I'll look at the menu of beers.
Uh-huh.
You know, and I'm not exactly seeing my sweet spot there.
Oh, really?
No.
Come on now.
You know, so I asked this lady, and you know, the lady tending bar was the brewmaster's wife.
Okay.
So she knew stuff.
Okay, that's good.
And I asked her, I said, hey, what kind of place is this? You know what she said? This place is a dive bar.
Oh, what's that now?
A dive bar.
All right.
Well, you know what? You know what that means, Mike?
I don't think there's many places to dive in Clemson, South Carolina.
This is the place. So a dive bar, you have eclectic furniture, eclectic surroundings. You have fairly inexpensive drinks, Mike.
Okay.
That ain't ever bad. And then, you know, you have people that come every night. They come. This is their living room.
You know, when I was in Germany, one of the things that we always noticed was that the places we went to have a beer very often had a Stammtisch table.
Okay.
And the Stammtisch table was a place that was reserved for people that were very regular customers.
Oh, yeah.
And it would not be available for anybody except the Stammtisch folks. And unless they happened to notify you that, as a matter of fact, they weren't coming.
Jeez.
Did they have anything similar to that?
Well, you know what they kind of did, Mike? They had what Barbara and I called the pit.
Okay.
And it was 4 chairs built around a table that were very low. Uh-huh. And the couches and chairs and stuff that was around it were fairly close and fairly low.
Okay.
And so it wasn't exactly intimate low.
Okay.
But it was close.
Oh, good.
You know, and you were drinking a beer, you were close.
Very good. Very
All
good.
right.
Sounds like a neat place.
All right, let me just tell you what it is.
Okay.
I got that. And you're going to be surprised too. If you've watched any of these shows, you're going to be surprised. The beer menu here was not what you would normally find at a brewery.
Okay.
There was a lot of saisons. There were a few sours. There were a few old farm boy beers. I got to tell you, I don't know. Anyway, I tried the whiskey sour beer.
Okay.
It was a 5.2% beer, so it wasn't a big beer. Whiskey sour, and I thought, well, you know, I'm going to give that a shot. You know, Mike, I understand why I don't drink sours much more. I do. I don't do that.
I learned that a long time ago.
But after that, I decided to correct things, and I went with the highest ABV beer they had, which was 7.0 West Coast IPA.
West Coast IPA.
And I got to tell you, I felt better immediately.
Very good. Very good. You know, when I looked at that list of beers that you showed me, it looks like to me there, despite the German name, there's really not much in the way of German beer there.
No, there really wasn't, Mike. There was a lot of hipster type beer here.
Okay.
There were sours. There was a seltzer. There were a few. Nothing that was cut and dry. Nothing that was straight out.
A different sort of place.
It was a different sort of place. But I got to tell you guys, if you're looking for a different sort of place where you can hang back, talk, laugh, meet people that are there all the time, this is a good spot.
They also had wine, didn't they?
Well, heck yeah, they did. They may have even sold, hard liquor on the side. We don't know.
Okay.
But they had wine, and they offered it on the menu.
They're officially a winery.
They are a winery. However, they didn't have their wine that day.
Oh, okay.
And we don't know if they sold out or if it was still aging. We don't know.
Okay.
One other thing about it is they have a menu of very, very, very small, like cheese and crackers and pretzels.
Okay.
But if you want to get something to go down with your...
Sounds like a wine and cheese place to me.
It kind of did, except they were missing the wine part. Anyway, when we got through with there, we walked down the street.
Okay.
And Mike, we went to a brewery called Magnetic South. And Mike, this is a brewery, man.
Really?
Oh, let me tell you. By the way, just so you'll know, the name Magnetic South is about the hospitality and of the South and how magnetic that is to people from all over the country. So, the name kind of was a foreshadowing of how friendly people were, how open this environment was.
Very good. Very good.
And I got to tell you, I had a beer. I love the Bach. I told you that style. And I had a beer called Helles and Bach.
Okay.
So it was a mixture of Helles beer, light lager, and Bach beer, darker lager, together.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you, Mike.
That sounds great.
I was prepared to spend the rest of the day right there.
Very good.
Yeah, that one beer.
Very good.
These guys learned their brewing from Thomas Creek Brewing in South Carolina, which, if viewers don't happen to know, Thomas Creek is a contract brewer. Small breweries that are just raising the capital to build their own plant that have a good recipe go to Thomas Creek, and they brew the beer and ship it back under the contractor's name. Several good breweries in Atlanta started that way.
Okay.
Thomas Creek was their brewer.
Oh, okay.
So these people left with lots of brewing experience, and they do good.
Very good. Very good.
They do good.
Isn't it true that one of these two breweries also has a place in Greenville?
Well, yeah, that's true. Carolina Brewing House does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, 9 miles away, which isn't terribly far, but you know what? It's a separate location.
Hey, if you're going to Clemson for a football game, you're likely to be in that place is Greenville.
Well, that's true. But depending on hotel availability.
Yeah.
So if you're heading down there, I got to tell you, there's 2 breweries in Anderson that are worth finding. There's several in Greenville.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I got to tell you, we the Anderson, just cover the parking and how easy the logistics are here. There's off-street parking, but there's tons. Okay, this is a small town with tons of street parking. B, the inside, Mike, inside.
Yeah.
They have a counter. It almost looks like a high school cafeteria.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it does. Well, and then outside they have picnic tables and a few tables, stuff like that. And then next to that, the city has not exactly a park, Mike, but an open area.
Okay.
With some really fine sculptures. There's a little bit of art next door, and a lot of people from go in, get your beer at Magnetic South, go out and spend the time in the outdoors, either walking around or sitting around looking at it's just a neat place.
So actually, between the breweries we talked about in Clemson, the Clemson area, and these breweries, you've got a nice group of breweries in that area.
Oh, Mike, I got to tell you, you can find some good beer, you can find some availability. All you got to do is be willing to travel, a few minutes either way.
That's right. That's right. And then that's the whole idea behind our show. We want to be able to let you, as you drive around, know where to go.
That's right, because, this is not the Brewery Stay-at-Home channel. we're traveling and we're seeing what's out there, and we hope that if you go to these areas, you look it up too.
Now, while we're talking about all this traveling, we need to talk about the fact that you should have a dedicated driver.
Always have a designated driver, and we have one full-time, and we appreciate her a great deal, because it makes Mike and I able to drink 8 and 9% beers, doesn't it, Mike?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
sure does.
It releases us a lot, and that's part of the idea behind making sure that we talk about a designated driver. We don't want anybody to be reckless in any way whatsoever as far as driving is concerned. And if we're traveling, then somebody has to be there to be able to make sure the driving is proper.
And I got to tell you, the person that is equally important to the designated driver is the viewer that hits like and subscribe.
That's absolutely
Don't you think, Mike?
I think so, yes. And we would appreciate all the help you can give us, please. We would like you to hit the like and the subscribe, and in addition to that, there's a place to make comments.
Oh, sure, and we like them because we use them. Now, I don't know that Bev is going to appreciate us making the viewers equal to her, the designated driver. But I think right now we should.
I think we should.
There you go. And we need you.
Absolutely. We want friends to be able to, your friends, to be able to also look at these shows and subscribe for us.
That's right. We appreciate this. All right, let's go get some more stuff for a brewery show.
It's time to say let's go.
All right, let's go.